Alright guys, in this video we are going to be walking you through what is it really like living in Phoenix, Arizona in the wintertime. You know, so many people, there's 5 million people that live here, and a lot of people on the outside are thinking, why do you want to survive and live in a place that gets so hot? Well, it's because the winters are easily 100% worth it. And in this video I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about the weather living down here, some of the things to do, as well as, you know, we get a lot of snowbirds, so what is it actually like? So without further ado, let's get right into it. So when we're talking about weather, especially here in the wintertime, honestly, we're gonna start in like the October, November timeframe, and then we'll work all the way through just right up before a lot of people leave in like April and May. So what is it like? So October and November. So I'm from Nebraska originally. So when I think of October and November, I think, you know, sweatshirts, it's starting to get cool. Honestly, in October, it's really wants to get cooler down here, but it's not quite there yet. There's been some times, my wife's birthday is on the 20th of October. There's some times where it is still 105 to it's usually not that hot, but 100 to 105. So October, you really want to believe in your mind that it's starting to cool down. However, the highs can still get up into they're consistently in the mid 90s, sometimes in the low 100s. Now, one thing that is really nice about the month of October is that the mornings and night, they do start to cool down a little bit. So in the mornings, you can see temperatures, especially in the later part of October, getting down into like the high 60s, low 70s. And coming from, you know, the midsummer where it's July, June, August, and it's 90 to 95 every single morning, 75 feels like an absolute godsend. So it's absolutely amazing. So October, it really wants to start getting cool, but don't let that fool you. It's still going to be hot down here in Phoenix. Now then, once you get into November, so guys, this is one of the biggest like misconceptions I had about moving when I was thinking about moving down to Phoenix is I thought, you know, once like November, December, I thought you could just hop in this pool whenever. Guys, unless you have like a heated pool, you are not going to want to jump in there because pool temperatures typically go off of what the low is for the night, and in November it really does start to cool down. November is by far one of the best months down here. You can expect temperatures in between the 80s and high 70s, especially as you get, you know, closer to Thanksgiving. So it really does cool down a lot, and November is by far one of the best months. Now, one thing to consider with November is you don't have quite as much daylight. You know, the winter solstice is December 21st, so it is warmer during the day. However, you just don't get quite as much daylight. So if you're a huge golfer like I am, you got to make sure that you tee off by 1 o'clock. Otherwise, there's no way that you're going to get finished. And we're going to touch on that more towards the end of if you're a huge golfer, what is it actually like, you know, living down here. So make sure you stay all the way tuned to the end. But again, November is obviously, it is by far one of the best months down here. It's 80, 75, 85 degrees sometimes on the higher side. You can do any activity that you want. It's absolutely amazing. November is easily one of the best months. The only con about it is that the sun does go down at about 5:20, so that is something to be aware of. Now, moving on to December. Again, like in my mind, so we were either thinking about moving into like the Florida area or Phoenix, and I really did not do my research because I thought like all November, all December, you'd be able to hop in the pool and, you know, like go sunbathing and all that. December, it honestly really starts to cool down, especially as you get closer down towards the Christmas time. December becomes really nice at the beginning. It's like 65, 70 degrees every single day, pure sun. However, once you get more into like towards the Christmas time, you really do start to see a lot more like cloudy days, windier days, and you do get a little bit more rain. So there's about 3 to 4 days in December where it does rain, and coming from months where it only rains once, that's a huge change for us. And like I said, as it gets closer to like the New Year's and Christmas time, it does get really chilly, especially the mornings. You can expect 40 to 45 degrees, and then in the afternoon and in the evenings, you can expect a high from like 60 to 65. Although sometimes it can get all the way down into like the high 50s. That's not average, but however, just know that if you were thinking about moving down here, it's not going to be shorts and t-shirt every single day. When you first moved down here, it is. I remember when we first moved down from Nebraska, man, we came out of, you know, an amazing summer in Nebraska, and then we moved down here, and I just wore shorts and a t-shirt. Now that we've been down in Phoenix a couple years, there's no way I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I think it's very chilly in December. You guys will probably think I'm crazy for that, but it really does start to cool down in the month of December. Now, kicking into the new year, this is when we get a ton of snowbirds that come down. So a lot of, you know, people from the Midwest, Canada, Seattle, not as much the East Coast, it's too long of a flight, but all these, you know, winter visitors come down, especially as the new year begins. So what can you expect right once you hit here and hit the ground running in January? So again, it's very similar to the end of December where it's still pretty chilly. This is going to be the coldest month of the year in between about December 15th through January 15th. But again, cold for us is going to be probably very different than cold for you because again, you can expect to see, you know, highs in the 60s, 65. Sometimes we'll get a cold front for a week where it is about 55 to 60. So that is one thing that you can expect. And the mornings and nights are going to be really cool. I'm telling you, a short during the day, you're probably going to come down and wear shorts and a t-shirt during the day, because the second that sun goes down, it's going to be freezing. You're going to want to make sure that you have your jacket. The air is super dry down here, so you don't have, have that humidity kind of warming you up. I'm telling you, it gets really chilly the second that the sun starts to go down. And again, this is the shortest time of year for the sun. So again, if you're a golfer or you like doing any outdoor activities, the sun goes down about 5:20 to 5:30. So make sure that you get everything, if you're golfing, you got to tee off by 1 at the latest. And again, we're going to touch on that in a second about more of what golfing is like. Now, moving into the month of February. February is going to be very similar to November, and February is definitely one of the best months down here. February, March, April, these are going to be my 3 favorite months. Days start to get longer, and it's absolutely beautiful outside. February is also when we have Barrett-Jackson and the Waste Management, so 2 huge events in the Phoenix metro area. And if you've ever watched the Waste Management on TV, you guys know it's sunny skies. It's absolutely beautiful out. It's 75 degrees, 70 degrees. It's really not too windy yet in the February timeframe. So February and November are 2 of my favorite months down here. It's absolutely gorgeous. But again, what can you expect? You can expect to, keep your windows all night and wake up to a nice and chilly 50-degree morning. And then in the afternoon, it's 65, 70 degrees with absolutely no wind. February, I'm telling you guys, is absolutely amazing. It's worth sweating it out in June, July, and August. It's absolutely spectacular. So February, definitely one of the best months. Again, it's warm during the day and nice and cool in the evenings. Moving forward then into March, guys, we're almost done, and then we're gonna hit into some of the things to do of what it's actually like living here. I just wanna make sure that I deep dive, because when I was moving down to Phoenix, I had big misconceptions about what the winter weather was. I was really caught off guard, so that's why I wanna make sure that you're fully educated before you make the move. And guys, on that so far, if you like this video, click the like button and comment down below. I wanna know your thoughts. What have been your experiences in coming down to Phoenix in the wintertime, or what are you most looking forward to moving down here? Guys, I moved here from Nebraska. I absolutely love Phoenix. I changed my entire career to help people just like you that are thinking about making a move down here and changing their life to moving down to Phoenix. So guys, if that is you, pause the video, jot down our contact information below. We really want to help you transform your life and move here to the beautiful and sunny Phoenix, Arizona area. Guys, I'm telling you, I changed my entire career because I want to help people just like you that are thinking about making a move. So pause the video, jot down our contact information, and reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We want to help you move and start your new life here in Phoenix. So without further ado, moving into March. So March is going to be very similar to what February is. However, at the end of March, we definitely start to see temperatures tick up a little bit. So again, what can you expect? First couple weeks of March, still going to be 65, 70, 75 degrees, and the nights are going to be about 45, 50, 55. So really nice, cool mornings, and then the afternoons, and it's just full of sunshine, and it's absolutely beautiful. So March, like I said, February, March, April, these are some of my favorite months. What is nice with March, you start to get a little bit more daylight, so you have a little bit more sunshine. But again, the weather is absolutely beautiful. It's not too windy yet, and you get ample sunshine. Then once we get into April, this is the tail end of the snowbird season, and it really does start to heat up down here in Phoenix. So again, what can you expect? You can expect mornings. Now you're only going to, instead of being 55, you're going to be up to the 65 area, and then you can start to expect highs to be in the 80 to 90 range. Now this might sound really warm where you are from. However, when you come down here, that's about perfect because it's nice and warm in the afternoons. However, you're not like completely sweating, and you can almost get back into the pool. Unless that thing is heated, I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely freezing if you get in. So definitely in the late April timeframe, it really does start to warm up a little bit, and pool season is almost here. Now, most of you snowbirds, you guys will be out of here by May. However, May is another really beautiful month. April and May, it does get a little bit windier as it starts to bring in some warmer weather. However, in the month of May, you're going to see 90s, and then you're going to get probably your first 100 day in the month of May. So something to watch out for is it does start to heat up. Back in Nebraska, it was like 65 or 70 in May. May was absolutely amazing, but it was super windy. Here, it's still going to be a little breezy. However, it does start to get hot. You can expect, like I said, anywhere from 90 to 100 pretty much the entire month of May. So guys, that kind of wraps up the weather and what to kind of expect. Now let's do a deep dive into some of the things that there is to do here in the winter. The winter, it really does become alive. The city comes alive. You get almost 500,000 snowbirds that come and make Phoenix their full-time home here in the wintertime. So, there's already 5 million people down here. Add 10% of that, the city gets really inflated. You can tell, especially like around Thanksgiving time. When we first moved here, there's a shopping mall that we'd get our groceries and Trader Joe's and all that stuff. We came the week before Thanksgiving, and the parking lot was absolutely packed. We could not believe it. We're like, where are all these people coming from? Well, it's the start of about 25% of the snowbirds come down in the month of November, so you can definitely feel it. You can see it when you go to the grocery store. You can see it when you go to restaurants. You can see it pretty much everywhere. There's going to just be more people. Now, is this necessarily a bad thing? Absolutely not. We have a lot of friends that come in and and they come and visit in the wintertime. They come and live here in the wintertime. So the winter, it really is, it's fun because you get like a big community of people, but just know it's going to be super, super busy. Now, I mentioned at the start, wintertime is really where the city of Phoenix really comes alive. You are going to see, from the months of October through May, you are going to see a ton of like farmers markets every weekend. You're going to see outdoor concerts. You're going to see all kinds of festivals, especially in like the Tempe or downtown Scottsdale area or the downtown Phoenix area. You are going to see a ton of festivals. So we're just coming out of October right now. They have an Oktoberfest in the Munich area. They have a huge, if you're a country music fan, you got to go down and check out Country Thunder down in Florence. It's a huge, huge concert in the January to February timeframe. And you get some big names, Jason Aldean, Dierks Bentley. I don't know that. There's obviously way more. Luke Bryan, Zach Bryan, all those guys have come down and visited Country Thunder. So that's a huge event. But I'm telling you, the city really just comes alive, and it's so fun because all summer long, you got to think of it opposite, because all summer long, you're sitting inside, you're just waiting to get outside. And then the winter, everybody, all they want to do is just be outside. It's a very, very active city. You're going to see people every single morning walking, biking, walking their dogs, playing pickleball, playing tennis, everything, you name it, hiking. It's amazing. The weather is so, so good in the wintertime, and there's people flock to that with the events like the farmers markets, like I said, and there's all kinds of concerts. So I'm telling you, the city really, really comes to life, and this is my favorite time of year that we're coming into. Now, a couple more items on, what is it actually like to live here? So, we talked about just how inflated it is. What does that mean? That means that, you're going to start to see a lot more traffic on the roads, especially in like the Sun City area or Surprise area, as well as the Eastern Mesa, because that is where a lot of winter visitors are. So Sun City, it's a single-handedly, it's a retirement community oasis, and that is up in that northwest area. So if you're living in like the Northwest Glendale area, Northern Phoenix, or like the Surprise El Mirage area on the western side of town, you're going to see a lot more people on the road. So, just some things to consider. It might take you a little bit, 5 to 10, 15 minutes longer to get to work, just because of how many more people are on the roads. They're out and about, they're grocery shopping, they're going to the stores. There's just going to be way more people on the roads. Same thing if you are thinking about making a move over into the East Mesa area. You have, Sunland Springs, you have Fountain of the Sun. All of those retirement communities are on the eastern side of Mesa. So again, if you are living out in like the Apache Junction area or southern Gilbert or the eastern side of Gilbert, you're going to expect to spend 5 to 10 more minutes going to work, going to the grocery stores, just because of how many more people are down here in the area visiting, or they're living here full time. So traffic does get a little bit more backed up here in the wintertime, so definitely something that you got to keep your eye on. Another thing that you really got to be careful of is the drivers, because in Phoenix, I'm telling you, it was one of the first things that we noticed when we first moved down here. The drivers down here are crazy. Then you add 500,000 more people and the roads get super congested, and people kind of get stir crazy in their vehicle because they're stuck and they can't go anywhere. So just some things to keep in mind. You really got to be paying attention that when you are out driving, because there's way more people that are on the roads, way more risk of an accident. So just please be aware of when you're driving. There's way more people. Just slow down, take your time. It's going to be okay. You're going to get to your destination in time. Now, if you made it all the way this far, and if you are a golfer like me, here's some things you absolutely know about moving down here to the Phoenix area. So, like I said, there's 500,000 people that come and visit it. I don't even want to know how many, what percent are golfers. All I know, it's so freaking many. Golf courses get so backed up, they get so busy. So a couple things to note. So from summertime, it's the cheapest. So from about May through September, those are by far the cheapest rates. You can go up and play True North, Boulders, Greyhawk, TPC, you name it. Those are going to be anywhere from like $60 to $100. In the wintertime, as soon as like October comes, they do like their first price jump. For example, there's a city course that I play. It's $40 if you want to walk 18. Once October hits, then it jumps up to about $45. So, you see a little bit of a price increase. There's way more people. They know that they can get it, and it's super, super nice weather. Then as soon as January 1st hits, rates skyrocket. They are by far their highest during that time. So again, if you want to tee off at these city courses in the afternoon, you could expect to pay about $65 per round. That's on the low end. If you are playing anywhere in the Scottsdale area, you can pretty much guarantee you're signing up to pay for at least $100 to $125 every single round. Now that goes all the way until about mid-May, and I'm telling you, it's super frustrating because the courses if you just wait and play them, you can play the same thing, same really, really good condition in the summertime for half off. So that's why in the wintertime, I tend to play only like city courses. There's a Phoenix City card. If you want more information, guys, pause the video and again, reach out to us. We want to help you make your move to the Phoenix area as smooth as possible. But there's 5 courses on there, so you really do get it diverse, and they are kept in really, really good condition. One thing to note too, from about November through April is when our overseed season. So you'll come down, you'll see like all the rough is in like this light Bermuda. It looks terrible. It looks like it's all dead. It's just dormant. As soon as the summer hits, that course becomes nice and lush. but it's like playing two different courses in the winter, because on the sidelines, the ball just rolls forever, versus if you, in the summer, everything, it just looks like a normal green golf course. But when you come down in the winter, it's gonna be very, very shocking of how different of a golf course it is between now and when you play here in the summer. Now, one final thing that we'll hit on in this video is how busy golf courses are. So again, not only are they very, very expensive, but they're very, very hard to get into. You have to wake up, you have to check. Each specific course has a different time period when they release tee times for the next week. Guys, you got to be up at 12 or 12:01 if you want to get a mid-morning to early afternoon tee time. And even then, it can get super, super competitive. So if you are like me and you like to play, I wish I could get out more. I used to be playing, 2, 3, 4 times a week. Now I'm about once a week, especially in the wintertime with the low daylight. So I'm lucky if I can get, one afternoon tee time and again, you got to make sure that you're teeing off before 1:30 or 2, just to make sure that you have time to finish, because the daylight does get a little bit shorter here in the wintertime. So if you're a golfer like me, those are just some things that you absolutely must be aware of. But guys, if you are thinking about making a move to Phoenix, the wintertime is absolutely the best time. As I mentioned at the start, the weather, you cannot beat it. It's absolutely incredible. We are so spoiled down here, and this truly is one of the best places to move to. So I'm excited if you are thinking about making Phoenix your home and moving down here. Again, we'd really love to help you. So guys, if you like this video, click the like button and comment down below. I want to know your thoughts about this video. Click the subscribe. We tell you everything there is to know about moving to the Phoenix, Arizona area. And pause the video, jot down our contact information. We want to help you make your move as smooth as possible. So guys, thanks for watching. Check out the other videos on our channel, and we'll see you soon.